Darren, I'm gonna show you a quick video about ghost guns because me and LA already watched a video about it. So I'm gonna show you a quick version,
Douglas
just so you
County.
can get like a.
I already know what ghost guns are, pretty much.
Well, for the people who don't know.
All right, go ahead. I thought we already covered this before.
So a ghost? Did we?
I thought we-
I know we talked about
On this
banning of
podcast?
ghost guns. We talked about the banning of ghost guns and like stricter gun laws, but we haven't talked
But
about.
did we talk about specifically people being able to build guns in
No.
their basements?
No, we didn't talk about that.
Because Darren, the crazy part is the way
Listen to this shit.
LA was talking about me. So I'm gonna tell you how this topic even first of all came up.
Don't bring me this shit.
Huh?
tell them how you feel. Don't bring me this shit.
No, well, I'm just gonna tell him how it came up.
Yeah.
So LA was saying that he likes he wanted a 3D printer or whatever, and we were talking about stuff you can buy with what you can make with a 3D printer. And I said I see 3D printers kind of like Green Lantern rings. You can make whatever you could think about. That's what it said. And he was like, yeah, you could probably make guns with it too. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yes, you can.
When we looked into it,
Oh, I knew this in college. Yeah.
when we looked into it, it was just like you just make the individual parts and then you put it together, see if it works.
That's
So
wild to me. I can just wait 18 hours and print a gun, and a very accurate gun.
a very accurate gun that works,
That's cool.
and not only an
3D printed
accurate gun,
gun.
you can make a better gun. These guns were
And
shooting faster, they were holding
faster.
more rounds. They're fully customizable from scratch.
You can make
That's what's blowing my mind.
just take off the top.
So for people who don't know anything about this, we'll play this video real quick and we'll go from there.
I want that nigga dead. Shing, 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 shing.
County Sheriff's Office is continuing to look for a third suspect in the shooting death of 14-year-old Kyra Smith. Investigators arrested her 13-year-old brother and a 19-year-old. Both are charged with her murder. The sheriff says
What?
the 13-year-old was allegedly selling ghost guns, and then the 19-year-old and another suspect came to the home and stole one, causing the brother to open fire and accidentally shooting his 14-year-old
13-year-old?
sister, killing her. 11 Alive's Don White is in the studio with us tonight explaining why they're called ghost
making 3D
guns
printers?
and why anyone
3D
can
guns.
legally buy parts to make them. Don.
You not watching your child print shit for 19 hours?
Firearms made from parts bought online. The Atlanta criminal defense lawyer that we spoke to for the story, he says you don't have to be of a certain age to buy the parts online.
Federal law right now does not control or cover ghost guns. And so no matter who you are, if you're a child, if you're a convicted felon, if you're a terrorist, you can go online and purchase these parts, get the parts, construct a firearm, even though it would have been illegal for you to possess that firearm if you went to the store and tried to purchase it.
11 Alive legal analyst Paige Pate says it's a federal crime to scratch off a serial number from a firearm. But there's a loophole with ghost guns, since they're made without a serial number and are sold as just parts.
Under federal law, the part for a firearm is not a firearm. And federal law only...
All right, so I got to pause this video real quick because this is kind of different from what me and LA were talking about. So it sounds like they're buying individual parts.
Yeah, there's
Get it
both.
shipped to their house.
You can do both. You can do both. You can do 100% both because the part is not. It's not in the.
It's not assembled, so it's just parts. You can buy
it's just-
parts.
It doesn't have a motherfucking.
I can buy replacement parts for my gun.
Yeah, and even,
Yeah, that makes
even
it a
if
little
it
bit.
do, it'll have a different serial number from a different part of the gun that you originally own. So it's always going to be something with it. That's the thing.
My biggest thing was about this is like, what's if like really gangs got a hold of this and start manufacturing this at like a higher
The
level?
gangs already have a lot of guns.
But
be able to
if they
make
did
these
it.
make that many guns and be able to sell them on like a high level would be it's just like I think that
the
would
amount of
make-
murders think about the amount of murders that are in Jacksonville, Florida right now, and you add nothing but ghost guns to that shit.
untraceable
What's gonna
guns.
happen?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like bodies are just gonna drop, and no one's gonna have the slightest clue.
What's going on in Memphis after Young Dolphs? Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like the world will go bananas once real niggas figure this shit
I
out.
honestly think we already live in a Wild Wild West. I think the whole world is the whole Wild Wild West.
We gonna see, because this ghost gun shit is wild to me. Like how you 13 years old and accidentally shot your sister when somebody else came to rob you? This nigga, I came to rob you and you shoot her. Like, bruh, What? You over here selling guns and you know how to use a gun?
13, LA. You don't know
If
me.
you-
LA.
you-
LA, calm down. He's a kid.
Then don't do this shit.
Nah, Darren, hold on, Darren,
That's
hold on,
why
Darren.
we have-
I'm gonna tell you
No,
this.
wait,
I'm gonna
listen,
tell you to pause right
we
here.
have gun laws for a reason, and 13-year-olds are not supposed to have guns. Period. So yeah, you can say don't do that shit, but a lot of people at the age of 13
First of all,
are not supposed to be doing.
My
it.
children at 13 were great shots, great at handling guns.
But you probably took them to look. You would probably take a kid to the gun range. This kid probably don't go to the gun range, and on top of it, you probably panicking when somebody's shooting back at you. I'm just giving him the small benefit of doubt, but once again, he shouldn't be doing it.
Darren,
Well,
if he's smart enough to be able to
Bullshit.
make these in his basement,
Thank you. You should be smart enough to aim a fucking gun.
you feel me?
That's all I'm saying.
He's obviously not smart, y'all.
Bro, you have to use AutoCAD.
Darren, no,
He's obviously not
no,
smart. He's just a
no.
hustler,
Darren,
bro.
obviously this nigga's a genius.
Obviously.
He's building guns in his basement. He had a plan. He was selling them. He was making money off of them. What are you talking about?
You know, at 13, you can't have a bank account. That nigga figured out how to get
You know
a
what I'm
Cash App
saying?
account,
No,
a PayPal.
no.
He got that shit funneled around.
100% see what y'all saying. That's a hustler's mindset more than a person that's.
And you know
made
what
for the street.
You know what the number one rule of hustling is?
So listen to what I just said. Is that more about hustling or somebody that's made for the street life?
You know what the number one rule of hustling is?
If you're
I
doing
can't
it
hear it.
illegally, yes, 100%. But
It's not illegal.
Not supposed to
It's
be
not
in
illegal.
that shit.
Darren, it's not illegal.
The number one rule
What he just
Of
did
hustling?
wasn't illegal.
is to make sure
You
your
know,
shit
a
is
kid
your shit.
handling a gun and selling it, distributing it has to be illegal. I don't care what you say, even if he's selling the parts.
It's art. It's art.
I'm not doing.
It's art. You 3D print something. It's a work of art.
I get what y'all saying.
Like Darren, this is like a future engineer type shit.
Bro's going to Berkeley, bro.
Essentially,
Well, no, not
what I'm
anymore.
saying is,
But
that nigga going to jail.
Oh yeah. I mean, if he didn't kill his sister because he's being a fucking retard, but yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to say that word. I'm sorry, but
yeah, we're not.
like
But
we might have to switch. I'm getting hot.
The boy was
I'm the smartest slow person I know. The fastest slow person I know. Because I still don't know how to 3D print a gun, and I'm an adult.
Don't spend time looking into that. Kids got time to find this shit.
You think his parents bought it for him?
Oh,
How his parents are getting murder charges?
bro, a kid could probably figure out how to get his own money, or his parents gave him the money to buy a 3D printer, or his parents already have a 3D printer and he just figured it out.
No one's supervising him. So how come his parents don't get
the
manslaughter
3D printers
charges?
aren't that expensive.
Their parents can't be over their kids 24/7.
So how come the other parents get the manslaughter charges? They can't be over their son all.
This kid should their parents should 100% get child neglect charges, and definitely 100%.
Oh, they should.
I don't control this, man. I'm not there.
Man, this is a pinky in the brain situation.
I
Like
can't tell the state what to do.
you can't be pinky and the brain at the same time. That's wild.
If you borrow
a firearm, it's your responsibility.
Yeah, it's my responsibility.
To protect firearms.
If he took my strap and went out there and killed everybody on the streets, I'm going to jail because I didn't do shit to stop him.
He's right. You gotta put that shit
I'm
up. There's
going
like
to
specific
jail.
things you're supposed to do. Put it like in a lock safe. Put it in a box so they can't get to it.
But y'all gotta understand, technology and the computer. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. We live in the wild, wild west. Everything is different. There is nothing. I really got this mindset lately more and more throughout the week that the more and more I look at the world, everything's completely changed. Art is digital. Currency is no longer just subjected to a country. It's digital. It's all throughout the whole place. Bubby's going crazy, licking himself right now.
Bro, don't even get me started on crypto. That fly at night scheme. Anyway, we can go ahead.
Wait, slow down. What'd you say?
I don't understand it. I can't
Crypto?
understand crypto.
You can print a gun at home. You can print a gun at home. You don't have to go to a fucking armor.
Millionaire.
Bitcoin.
Like, come on, bro.
I'm saying we live in the wild, wild west. The world
It
is
don't
the
make
wild, wild
sense.
west. That's all I'm saying.
Because
Isn't that crazy? But the thing is, what was confusing me is you don't only got to print the gun. You still got to be able to know how to put it together and know how the gun works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look that shit up.
No, don't get me wrong. He probably watched a YouTube video and saw them how to put it together, and that's how you learn. And you got to make sure
Yeah.
the testing works. Here's another video. Here's another little small follow-up video. I'm gonna skip through this one a little bit.
That's how I do half my job. Dirty.
On November the 27th, we received a 911 call. We responded to the call.
Nope.
The call
Hey, gross.
3206 Vicky Lane. But before we got to Vicky Lane, we was routed to the marathon at Stewart Mill in Central Church. Once we arrived, 3 people in the car. We observed that a young female was in the vehicle appeared to have been shot.
Appeared.
All the witnesses in the car, they told us the shooting took place at 3206 Vicky Lane. We responded to Vicky Lane, and that's where the investigation really started. Once we got to Vicky Lane, we determined.
I like his hat though.
And the young kid admitted to, which was a 13-year-old brother, admitted to shooting his sister. But all this come about.
He pronounced all his letters right.
What was going on inside the home.
Yeah.
Now this kid is 13 years old, but he making weapons.
But he making weapons.
Semi-machine guns.
Semi-machine for niggas to go kill people. He a children. He a children.
On the streets of Davis County, Carroll County, Atlanta, everywhere. He's selling the guns on the street.
He's selling all them guns on the streets.
What really took place was he made a weapon. Folks that he made it for come to pick that weapon up. And a robbery took place, so they was trying to rob him and take the gun instead of purchasing the gun, and that's exactly what happened. They was able to get the gun and leave the scene without paying the gentleman for the weapon. So in the meantime, that's where the shots were fired. And to me, according to the investigation, he was shooting at the folks that took his weapon. But instead, he shot his sister. And it's so sad for such as that to happen, because a mother losing 2 kids at one time, and that kind of stuff goes on right under your nose, and you never know about it. A 13-year-old kid got on weight about 80 pounds. We was able to make a weapon from start to finish at 13 years old.
This why I tell y'all to have your straps on y'all at all fucking times. I'm not saying it's going to prevent this situation, but what I'm saying is anybody, regardless of the law, regardless of age, size, race, sex, can have a strap and can do dumb fucking things.
Yeah.
It's going to be you or me, baby, and it's not going to be me.
I get what you're saying, but that has nothing to do with the situation.
Okay, Darren.
I'm just saying, man.
Okay, Darren.
Yeah, honestly, same thing with the school situation. When it comes to the kids shooting, kids having guns, it's such an unexpected thing that even an adult, even if you're there, you probably don't know what to do now.
You don't know what to do in the moment when your life is dead?
You probably don't know what to do because you're not expecting the kid shooting at a school. And you shouldn't have a gun at the school. That's the next thing you should probably be thinking about while somebody's shooting at a school.
Teachers are allowed to have guns in school.
The fuck they are.
No, since when?
Every school?
Since when?
Every school?
Google it.
Google it.
No, I know they were talking about it back when I was in high school. There's no way in hell they allowed that shit. And nobody knows about
They
it.
train teachers to use guns, and
What-
teachers are allowed to be armed.
What state?
Google it.
This is not.
Just Google it.
This is not.
It's not that hard to argue. Just Google it.
That's what I'm saying.
Just Google it. It's not that hard.
There's no way this is in every state. There is no way.
Here's a list of states that allow armed teachers. Go ahead and click it.
Where do you see that at? Hold on.
Go back, and go click the first link on the page.
That's not that many states, honestly. Alabama, Alaska, Idaho, Illinois,
Teachers
Michigan,
are allowed to be armed. Is that not what I said?
Missouri, New Hampshire, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Utah, and Wyoming. I knew that shit didn't get passed in
lot of
Ohio.
states.
But what it says, Ohio
That's about the 50 states.
Ohio teachers need police training to carry guns in school. Court
There you
rules.
go. Teachers are
So
allowed
if
to-
they would have to get
because this
police training.
shit is a problem.
When was this
like
made?
I said, this is
Oh,
why
this was this year.
everybody needs to have their shit.
Nah, I don't think teachers should have guns though.
So teachers just get shot up.
No. Here's what I'm saying. I think if it's really that bad of a situation, you need to have more. What do you call them? Officers on the campus. You know that
Oh,
one
you're
officer
paying-
that
you're
always
paying more
walked
officers?
around.
Are you paying higher taxes from officers? Are you going to be harassed on campus more? when you
Honestly,
reach in your
LA.
pocket?
Honestly, if it's that, if school shootings is that bad of a problem, yes,
Teachers
I will pay
have
for
guns.
more. I will pay more taxes for that.
Will you?
If it's a problem, this shit's getting closer
Hey,
and closer. I'm telling
you
you.
tell me.
I'm telling you.
tell me,
There was a
man.
kid like 2-3 years ago that brought a gun in the South. It like just happened 2 years ago. Thank God
Yeah.
nothing happened. But he was able to bring a gun in the South. And some kids told on him and they got him before anything possibly could happen. But my point is, this shit got closer and closer and closer. I thought that shit would never come to Westerville. It's because hold on. Let me finish. The reason I never thought it was gonna come to Westerville is because shit. If you don't see shit happen to you, you think that shit will never happen.
That's crazy.
So so if you asking me, am I willing to pay more taxes to get more police officers in schools to try to prevent this from happening in the future? Yes, I would. I'm willing to do that.
Instead of just purchasing your own firearm and making sure you're.
LA, I'm not in high school anymore. I'm not in high school anymore. If I have a kid going to high school, how am I going to protect them by buying a gun? I can't protect them.
That's why teachers have guns.
No,
teachers
that's
are
why
already being
police
paid.
officers have guns.
Teachers are already being paid. I don't need to pay any more. Train the teachers.
So no, time out. So now we need to train teachers to be able to kill people.
Not to kill. To
No.
protect my child.
So we're training teachers
To protect.
We're training teachers to protect our children,
We have police for that already.
regardless with guns.
How many police officers do we have in the school?
Let me get. But we're doing that for fun. We're training. That's costing money too.
We're not paying extra money.
Yes, it would.
How are they going to get trained?
How do we get trained? You
They
think
got
the police officers are going to do it for free?
seminars.
Get out of here. I
They
think
figure it out.
we still pay for that stuff.
They're already getting paid. It's a Saturday class, and it's coming out. It's coming out normal.
Ellie, I have another
We gonna
question for
figure it
you.
out.
A follow-up
We gonna
question.
figure it out. What's up?
So if you're the teacher that now that you want them to have guns and protect your kid in case there's a school shooting, should the teachers get paid more for that? Should there be a designated teacher in the school that have a gun? Should it be one teacher? Should it only be like the principal and the vice principal and
Principal's
the
not
officers?
fast enough. Unless it's Mr. Spinner. He's the only fast principal I know. That nigga was Buzz Lightyear. That nigga was coming
But you
in the
see what I'm
class.
saying, right? I don't understand what making teachers have guns would do when we all have police officers.
Well, we all do have police officers, but how often is a police officer in your class or in the area when these school shootings happen?
There's usually about one, at least at our school, we had one dedicated police officer for the school. So if some shit went down.
For the whole school. How big is that school? How many classrooms are in that school?
I don't know exactly, but we had a pretty big school.
Just saying.
But the
Just
proof
power and numbers.
the answer
It's as simple as yo. All right, go to the office. Where's this person shooting at? All right, let me know. I'm on my walkie-talkie. I'm getting back.
Hey, people already dead. You know how quick it is for me to do this? You know how quick it is for me to do this?
Right.
And I'm on another clip. Like, what?
I'm gonna be real with you. You training every teacher, I don't think stops 8 people getting shot. To be real with you. And maybe
If you hear, wow, that teacher's getting up and bow, he's done. One person went down.
like we've been to the gun range together. When do you ever go bow and stay like that? You go bow, 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 bow. You don't just sit there and stay stationary and then wait for the teacher. If you know the teacher got a gun too, you don't stay there and wait for the teacher to reach for
Y'all
the gun.
didn't even know teachers were allowed to have guns. How did the kids know?
not in all states.
I'm just saying.
How did the kids
I'm just putting two
Them
different.
niggas is all too busy stealing soap dispensers. They don't know shit.
I am simple as I'm just saying. I'm saying this. I don't think that's 100% stops 8 people getting shot. Maybe the 9th, but I don't know about 8. I'm just saying.
All I know is that teacher's gonna get a killing spree. Or the teacher.
Which
Kids
Let
are
alone, that's the other problem.
The kids is not getting no more killing sprees.
Nah, bro. Let's
Well,
go.
I'm fed up with these kids killing each other. They gotta figure this shit out.
I feel it.
I'm telling you, man.
Y'all want to move on then?
Give Todd Spinner a Draco.